Some thoughts on the Freddy Fermin trade as I get ready to head to the airport. Royals are heading to Toronto. And this is such an interesting deal because it involves so much emotion. And I want to explain why. Because I believe the Royals got better today. I think the Padres might have got better as well. They've got their catcher. The Royals get their pitching. People can argue who got more or less, but I think both teams ended up taking care of some important needs. The reason why this is such a difficult trade for the Royals is the emotion involved. From the top, from the front office, down to everybody in the organization. Freddy Fermin's just one of those once-in-a-lifetime special people. I hear so often when someone's favorite player is traded away, a fan is devastated. That's the beauty of being a fan, right? You become emotionally attached to some of these players. And whether you ever know them or not, they almost feel like family. The thing about Freddy is I think every single player that has been in that locker room with him this year and in the past feels the same way. I'm not going to speak for everybody in the media and all the broadcasters, but I think I can. We all feel the same way. In my book that came out in February, Small Ball, Big Dreams, I wrote one chapter on Freddy because his story was too good not to tell. It's everything that dreams are made of. I mean, the basics of the story are that at 19 years old, when kids are signing at 16 from Venezuela, getting interest at 14 or 15, he never had it. And he was basically on the streets of the Dominican Republic when no one wanted him. And the Royals took a crack, did a little bit of a favor, and they looked at him and said, he's the best one we have in camp. This was back in 2015, I think. And he's watching Salvador Perez, who would become his mentor, win a world championship. Freddy Fermin is beloved in that clubhouse, and I suspect it'll be the same in San Diego because of the hard work, because of the respect. He's never in trouble. He's always where he needs to be. So polite. I'll share this. The first time that I met Freddy was 2022. I walked into spring training, and I walk into the clubhouse, and he walks over to me. You know, he'd see me on TV or whatever, and he walks up to me, and he puts out his hand. This is not a common thing. He puts out his hand. We'd never met and said, "Hi, my name is Freddy Fermin. I play for the Royals. I'm practicing my English and I'm learning English. It's nice to meet you." Something along those lines. And it made an impression on me from day one. Not lost in the irony to me is that he made his big league debut later that year in 2022, where we're going to Toronto, when the Royals were really short of players because of vaccine issues, and Freddie made his debut then. Ryan O'Hearn actually was on that trip, one of my other favorite Royals of all time, one of my many favorite Royals, and Ryan O'Hearn was one of the veterans at that point because so many guys were gone. Ryan was traded from Baltimore to San Diego, so he and Freddie will be teammates. But it'll always stick with me, the work ethic, the respect, the talent, but that first encounter with him, and then as we go to Toronto, I'll think back to his big league debut, and I'll also think back to the last game he ever caught. Royals history, Major League Baseball history, the first time ever that a team threw a shutout with 9 different pitchers throwing at least one inning. Freddie caught that bullpen start. Salvador Perez was quick to point out that Freddie was the one that caught him yesterday and the respect that he deserved. So I think that the emotions are understandable for everyone. I think it's going to be an emotional time for Royals players. They got the pitching they needed back. Freddie gets to go start. I'll be right at the front of the line rooting for Freddie as long as he's not playing against the Royals. So just my perspective, such an honor, such a thrill to be able to cover Freddy Fermin. He really is one of the greatest people that I've covered in all my career.